So here's the situation. We're out here boondocking by ourselves, minding our own business, when all of a sudden, these are people who are hunting other people. Who hunts people other than serial killers and psychopaths and stuff like that? Well, we've got the answer. Stick around.
All right, y'all, we are headed south. We are going to Benson, Arizona.
Yay.
So it's like maybe 5 hours from Williams, a little bit over 5 hours.
Benson's a nice park.
Yeah, the SKP Escapees Park in Benson. We called to get a reservation. Well, they don't take reservations, but they're very accommodating there. So, yeah. All right, y'all, this is a first for us. We're traveling on the interstate, and this state trooper just passed us with his lights on. He's in a truck.
He's not chasing anybody.
And he's just hogging both lanes. He won't let anybody pass him. Now, he turned the lights off. And we didn't see anything on the road. So why was he doing that?
Made no sense at all.
Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know, what do you think? Why would he block both lanes for like a mile or two? Don't want anybody to pass him, and then he's fine. Everything's fine. So I thought something was happening up ahead, like an accident or something, but nope, everything's fine.
So keep your eyes on the road and your head in the stars. Follow it down the rabbit hole just a little while longer. You can change anything if you want to. Said it's not worth living if you're already dead. It's not worth saying if it's already said. Even if it all goes straight to your head. Believe it if you want to. Believe it if you want to.
All right, y'all, we're in a bare lot, but they have these pavers. But then you've got the electrical post. And we have a sticker on our broom that says how far this is, and that's not gonna work.
No.
And our stairs, because we have the motorrad stairs, can't go on these up here on this paver. So Matthew's gonna move over, what, 1 more foot?
Or less than a foot, yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see if we cleared it.
Oh yes, we moved over.
Good. Now
But I'm still gonna be out here when it opens.
let's double check the stairs again. Ooh, just
goody.
barely, y'all. Cool. Look, y'all, our washing machine is working. This is I think it's the 4th load, and it's still working. Thank you, Rob, for helping us fix it and replace the control panel. We got the dryer going. It's a good day. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go, let's get it.
Let's see if we're gonna have a home tonight.
Yeah, that would be the preferable choice.
Imagine that you open your front door and you walk right out into a safari. Doesn't this look like we are in the middle of a safari? Like way out there, you can imagine maybe seeing some lions and some elephants. And then look at this tall, kind of wheat colored grass. I guess it's grass. I think who was here before had a horse right here, because this is like, it looks like a crop circle or something like that. This is the back. But y'all, look, it looks like we're in the middle of a safari. We're all out here alone right now. We've got the truck parked here. You see like the desert type trees. Not sure if those are ironwood type trees or what they are, but look at this setting, y'all. But here is our site, y'all. How awesome is that? Got our rug out, the Blackstone stand, but the Blackstone has not made an appearance outside yet. We've got Starlink up on the slide. Here is our campsite, y'all, and we have this whole area to ourselves right now. I mean, just as far as the eye can see, it's just this land with these trees. Sometimes you can see antelope, or AKA pronghorn.
So we're in the RV and you see all of our beautiful windows. We look out these windows. What do we look at? Everything.
But something strange happened. We're working in the RV today, and then here is this dirt road right here. I'll get y'all a little closer.
But what do we see on this road? We see a whole bunch of vehicles up at the end of the road. You might be able to see it. There is a sandwich board. There's one about 100 feet from me, and then there's one way up by the telephone poles or the electrical lines up at the front of this road. So we're looking up there and we see a whole bunch of vehicles pull in. All right, what's the next thing we see? Uh-oh, we see a couple of guys. We're like, all right, not a big deal. These guys are wearing camouflage. They look like they have a lot of equipment. Do they have weapons? We don't know if they have any weapons.
And we just saw these white trucks coming down like one at a time, and they would like have a dog running in front of the truck and then a couple of people dressed like in camouflage.
What's the next thing we see? Look out there. Do you see trees out there? All of a sudden we see the dog run over to these trees, and these guys in camouflage are running over to these trees. There's people under these trees. They're lying down trying not to be seen. And these guys in camouflage, and I don't know what kind of weapons they have, are hunting these people. These are not quail hunters, these are not pheasant hunters. These are people hunters. The question is, what kind of people hunt other people other than serial killers and psychopaths? Well, the answer is something we came up with. Let me walk you through it. All those vehicles were the same color, white. All right, what's the next clue? The guys who were running down the road, they're running down this road, literally running, and there's a vehicle behind them, and they had a dog. The dog was a German Shepherd. We saw several men running down this road. They always had a dog, different dogs, always German Shepherds. So what do we know about this area? Well, they have quail hunting around here. But quail hunters don't traditionally use German Shepherds. At least the ones around here do not, because we've seen them day in and day out when we were here last year, training their dogs. These aren't quail hunters, folks. And when one is addressing the other, they're standing upright at attention or rest or whatever it's called, forgive me. And it's like they're not just looking around, they're not smacking gum, they're not playing with their fidget spinners. They're, paying attention. So I'm thinking, okay, there's some level of authority here. These aren't people up to no good. And then we notice there's a patch on the sleeve of their uniform. Some of you are starting to put this together, aren't you?
And then I figured out who was hiding under that tree. It was people. It was two guys. They kept hiding under that tree. And I'm like, why is the dog going towards people? That just doesn't make any sense. But a light bulb went off in Matthew's head and he said,
these must be training Border Patrol or something like that. Either Border Patrol, or I'm thinking National Guard, or somebody who might run an operation in support of the Border Patrol.
It was interesting to watch because the guys just kept running with the dogs, and Matthew's like, I don't know how many hunters just constantly run. So, and they seemed really official and stuff. So it was kind of interesting to see while I'm trying to work, of course.
And you never know what you're gonna see as an RVer. You never know, especially as a boondocker, what you're gonna run into. Some things are cool, some things are challenges. That was cool.
All right, y'all, we wanna show y'all something. We are in a beautiful spot.
Very beautiful. This is like, it looks like a safari land or something. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I know you're going to be shocked. People doing stupid things.
I mean, did your mama and daddy not teach you where to throw trash? Or better yet, did you have a grandma or something? I mean, did you go to school, eat your apple or your sandwich and be like, oh, I'm done, and just throw it right on the ground?
Do you not want anything good in your life? I mean, come on, this is a beautiful area. What about this area says, hey, let's make it a landfill?
I mean, it's like everywhere we go now. And I mean, are you one of those people that go to fast food restaurants, you're done with your food and just throw it out the windows, you're going down the interstate?
Like we said, y'all, there needs to be a movement started. Number one, don't do this kind of stuff. Don't do this trash. Put your trash where it goes. Number two, let's keep these places clean. That's the movement. Let's keep these places clean, y'all, because if we don't, what's gonna happen to beauty like this is that you and I are never gonna get to experience it because it'll close.
And one other thing, this place is on the board to be charged. It won't be free anymore. They're actually wanting this place where you have to pay to use it coming up in the future.
That's not just a rumor, that's what they're discussing. Now, what's the final verdict? We don't know yet.
No.
You don't know yet, neither do we, but that is one of the things they're talking about. So that's what happens when it costs them a lot of money and time and effort to clean these places up. So let's do our job. And if you know knuckleheads, it's some of these knuckle-dragging halfwits who do this kind of stuff, be nice to them. Love people who do stupid things, but at the same time, tell them to stop doing stupid things.
Or better yet, tell their mama or their grandma.
Yeah.
This is what so-and-so's doing. So we wanted to do a hike around the Sonoyta area, and I looked and looked and looked, and apparently we're close to the Arizona Trail that runs from Mexico all the way to Utah. It's 800 miles.
We're not doing that whole thing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Anyway, so they've got sections of it called Arizona Trail 6, Arizona Trail 5. You get the gist of it. And so I was looking at Google Maps, and they said, well, there's this huge parking area called the Apache Spring Trailhead. I'm like, I want to trail off of this trailhead because we're on one side of the mountains, because the other side of the mountains is an hour to get to. I'm like, okay, well, let's find something on this side of the mountain range. And I picked Trail 5 because I thought 5 went south. And Matthew said, no, it goes north. But I was under the impression that it went south because I was looking at the trail on Google. So Matthew downloaded the trail. We get here and there's no internet right here.
Nope, none.
So we get here. He's like, we're going north. I'm like, no. And I'll show y'all. We're here. This was the trail I saw on Google. I want to take that one, but Matthew only has this one that goes north. I don't want to go north because to go south, the views are better. We get no internet, so he cannot get that trail on all trails. So what are we doing?
We're ad-libbing. We're just gonna go off into the wilderness towards the Mexican border. What could possibly go wrong? But it's a better trail. So I'm going to text our friends. Since we actually have friends here, I'm going to text our friends and tell them where we're headed. And if the text actually goes through, then somebody has a record. Because last time they knew we were going on 5. 5 goes up here. This is the making of a bad television episode of I Survived or something. So we're going to tell them we're headed south.
Matthew still wanted to go 5 but I'm like, let's just leave, go get internet and get the trail I want. I want the trail I want. I'm just in one of those moods, y'all.
So it's after 10. We started way too late. We gotta go. So we'll show you on the trail.
You ready?
Yes. Bye.
Ooh, tarantula.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, cool.
That's the first one we've seen. Maybe Matthew can get his phone out and give y'all a better shot. He wants to crawl right towards you.
There it is. Tarantula. Isn't that cool?
All right, I don't know if I want to take this trail anymore. Already saw our first tarantula.
We've never seen a wild tarantula. That's so cool.
And then Matthew's like, was there water crossings? I'm like, well, no one talked about it because
you were looking the wrong direction.
How do you open this? It even says Arizona Trail on it.
It's a little bit muddy.
I'm kind of creeped out, y'all, after seeing that spider. This is interesting.
And for the record,
Arizona Trail.
For the record, we just saw bear scat, and it was fairly fresh because the flies were still on it. So now it becomes even more interesting.
Tarantulas and bears. Now we're just waiting for the snake. But y'all, I don't think we've ever seen bear scat.
Scat.
Scat. I don't think we've ever seen it on a trail before.
I actually have seen it on one trail, and it was at the trail we did with Chasing Our Sunshine and the Border hookups last year, but we never saw a bear. Now, I did not download this trail. However, I do have offline maps always downloaded. And since I have that, All Trails is able to interface with it. And they won't tell me the official name of this trail, but what they do tell me is that there is a trail, and it's the Arizona Trail. Sean was just saying how amazing this trail is, which we're in southern Arizona. Can you tell? We're in southern Arizona, but this is an amazing trail. And you can see dirt roads off in there if you wanted to ride your ATVs. Now, I can't tell you you are allowed to do that, but somebody rides on those roads. I know there's no motorized vehicles allowed on this section of the Arizona Trail because the signposts said so. This is cool. This is my favorite kind of hiking here where, oh, there's a little information board down there. Anyway, squirrel moment. My favorite kind of hiking where it's up on one side and down on the other. I like that. And you can see footprints. You can see people with shoes that were not very well equipped were on this trail, but this trail is fairly easy. It seems like sometimes when you travel or when you explore, mistakes end up being the best part of your journey. What do you think?
The what?
Mistakes end up being the best part of your journey sometimes when you travel or explore.
What do you mean by steaks?
Mistakes.
Oh, mistakes. I thought he was talking about steaks, y'all.
Hooked on phonics with Sean. Beginner level.
He has been so mean to me during this trail, and by the, yeah, it's scat, but 5 minutes later I'll probably call it scant. But y'all know what I'm talking about if y'all hear scant. But yeah, mistakes, because I made a huge mistake, but I knew I wanted to go this way. We still went this way. And we tried to, instead of phone a friend, we tried to text a friend, so hopefully they'll come looking for us if something happens to us, because we've already seen evidence in a tarantula.
Now that was cool, to be honest, because tarantulas are nothing to fear as long as they're not crawling all over you, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm no expert. Down there I can see a fire pit though, so.
I was gonna say the same thing. You know you're a camper when you can just spot these fire pits everywhere, y'all.
Yeah, we can pick out a campsite a half a mile away.
Yes.
All right, we need to get going. I don't know why, because we don't know where our destination is, but we need to get going nevertheless. All right, y'all. We decided to have lunch, and look, God provided a natural bench. I mean, literally, it looks like a bench. It's breezy. It's probably in the 60s. Heck, it might even be in the 70s, but it doesn't feel like it. Time for gourmet peanut butter.
Bad cow patty.
Ooh, I like cow patty.
All right, y'all, this one decided to turn around.
Yeah, I just don't have the stamina today, but we've gone a good long ways. It's time to double back, which means everything we've done so far is double. And we'll get slightly different views on the way back because we'll be facing a different direction, so it should still be exciting.
And honestly, this is the first time Matthew's had a really kind of big hike since he hurt himself in the Palisades, Idaho.
Oh yeah, since I started collapsing on the trail, so.
And I think that was end of September, beginning of October, and now we're towards the end of November.
Next week is Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while, and it's been going good, but I just don't have the stamina that I had, so got to work back up to that.
Plus another thing, we didn't get started till after 10, and to do a big hike, you really need to start at 8 or earlier.
In the morning.
Now it's like about 1:05, so we have to go back the distance that we came, and it gets dark early, like Matthew said, so. All right, y'all, we got back from our hike.
What an amazing hike. I'm sorry we didn't film more of it. More on that in a second, but What a beautiful hike. Remember, we were going to do section 5, but instead we turned around and started at the end of what must be section 4, I'm guessing, because we went south from this trailhead. Beautiful, amazing. What did you think of it?
Yeah, I'm glad we went south instead of north. We got some good views, and we got some exercise, that what we really wanted to do, because Matthew's like, let's just park somewhere and walk around, because we needed the exercise.
Now let me get those numbers. And then we have a blessing, a special blessing from this hike.
Yeah, like I said, I think it was 9.5 miles.
9.49, so we'll call it 9.5.
Yeah.
That's close enough. 659 feet of elevation gain. Now, right before we finished, we met the nicest, most amazing couple, inspirational people, David and Tricia. We are so blessed to have met you. Hopefully we get to talk again.
Mm-hmm.
And David, who just got done, and I don't think he minds me saying this, just got, well, in the recent past, he's just finished recovering from stage 4 cancer. There's 3 months into his treatment, the cancer, there was no sign of it, but he continued the treatment. What a miracle, straight from God. Now we know several people, who have recovered from stage 4 cancer of various types. So y'all, if the doctor tells you blah, 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 bad news, you turn to God. And that doesn't mean he's going to heal you, but he certainly can. Because if you can recover from stage 4 cancer, I mean, sky's the limit. So don't discount what God can do in your life just because the doctor gives you some bad news. You keep hoping.
It was a huge blessing to hear that. I mean, you just never know. We were just walking in the wilderness, and we got to be blessed with hearing how God blessed him. So,
and they're the first human beings we ran with. In fact, that was my opening line. I'm saying, oh, more human beings.
Right. We had seen nobody on that trail,
So it's a little bit warm in the truck, and I've got to download a message that apparently doesn't want to come through, so we're going to get going.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember, go back in your time machine, it was like, I believe it was April of last year, and everybody left, they went back to Canada or whatever, we were all by ourselves. Well, let me show you something. Now they're back. Our Canadian rubber chicken gang is back. There they are. We're over here. They like to be by the trees. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, we're here for Friendsgiving. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So yeah, we are not by ourselves anymore, but they are moving down the road to the fairgrounds today so they can be closer for Thanksgiving. We're staying here because we still have to work. It is a cloudy day though, but I just wanted to show y'all that this is a group campsite. So you can fit a lot of people in here. They all like to be bunched up by the trees, but then look at all this space out here. Still tons of room for people.
So, Matthew had to chase the cows off like he did in the Bighorn Mountains, and he learned how to do that at the Bighorn Mountains. But what was funny is the group of our friends that we were with, anytime he would run out to chase them off, they're like, hey, that's my hamburger you're chasing off, or I'm taking a picture. I'm like, you're really taking pictures of cows?
And the reason I chase them off is because, they weigh 600, 800, 1,000 pounds or more. And if you have your generator power cord on the ground, which they seem to be curious about, they want the blade of grass that's under your rig. I mean, forget all this. Who needs all this when they can get the one blade of grass under the rig? Those kinds of things. And believe it or not, cows are known for doing that. They're not smart animals, but they are big and strong. So you don't want them to break stuff. So I chase them away. I don't care who's taking what pictures, they can do it from afar.
How many of y'all want to hear a cow story?
Oh,
like,
goody.
Yeah, cow story. So after our friends left, they were parked over there by the campfire, and there was these 2 brown cows, and they just wanted to go over by this campfire. And there's hardly any grass over there. It's just dirt. But like Matthew said, they just want the blade of grass that is there when they have all of this area. Well, one of the brown cows decided to get, really close to our campsite where we had the generator and the cord and everything. And Matthew's like, no. So he went outside, traced her off, but she didn't really want to go off. And then he figured, she's not wanting to leave because her friend's under the tree. So Matthew went to the tree, got the other cow to go, and then they literally walked off into the sunset, y'all.
And I thought, victory.
It was so cute. They just disappeared into the horizon. Then we looked up, like a few minutes later, those cows got reinforcements.
Literally.
Whoever said cows are dumb, these cows were not dumb cows. And so they came up and then they had their two friends. So there were two brown cows and two black cows. In fact, one of the cows was the ghost cow, you know, with the white face or whatever. And they got closer and then they just kind of stopped and just stared at our RV. It's
That's
like,
what they do.
It's like, see, Betsy, I told you, this is who I'm talking about, and they won't let me go where I want to go.
So needless to say, some of them, not all of them, two of them, the two new ones, the black cows stayed on this side of the street. The brown cows went to our side of the street and started getting close to us again, like, oh, is he gonna come out again? Well, here I come, chase him off yet again. So I don't know, I guess it's exercise, but cows aren't smart, but they are determined.
Yeah, and the little calves were cute because
They
I
were.
think they're more curious.
Oh, yeah.
So when our friends came, they had little bitty dogs. The big cows ran away from the big dogs.
The
but
little dogs.
Yeah, the little dogs, but the little calves didn't, because I think they're like, what is this? I haven't seen
They never
one.
seen one before,
Never
probably.
seen one of these before. So that is our experience with cows here at Empire Ranch. So if you ever come out here and camp, just know that you might have to shoo them away or clap them away from your rig. All right, who wants to hear another funny story?
Me, as long as it's
Okay.
not about me.
This is really funny, y'all. So we went to Walmart and Matthew loves these is Snyder's cheesy things. How do you describe them?
So in other words, nothing what she just said. The Snyder's of Hanover, they're like crushed pretzel sticks and they coat them in cheese, glorious cheese. They're wonderful.
And the regular price, I think, is like $3.96. They're about the same price as the Chex Mix, but lately the Walmarts have been running them on sale for $3. And they put them all on this big end cap, and it said, you know, roll back from $3.96 to $3. And so we got them because that's how much they've been. And when we went to the register, because we got 2 bags, they brung up $3.96 and not $3. So the guy that was running the self-checkout, he said, yeah, well, it rolled back, meaning it rolled back from $3 to $3.96. I'm like, no, you're saying it rolled up. That's not a roll back. And he just refused to change the price.
He was pleasant about it, but I think he got his, you know, maybe he didn't have his eggs in the morning or something. Everything was backwards in his mind.
And so he was just not budging. So Matthew went to take a picture to prove what it was. And he said, yeah, that's rolled back. It rolled from 3 back. And he was just not gonna.
He wasn't getting it.
He
1
wasn't-
and 1 was not 2
He
for
wasn't
him.
gonna play ball. And then there was another lady that was helping or whatever, and she wouldn't do it either. And we were finally like, fine, you take it off if you're not gonna give us what you say the display is or whatever. And she said, well, let me call my manager. And we're like, okay, well,
The
wait.
actual manager.
So the manager came up, and what did he say?
He said, and these are his exact words, to the first guy who was standing there, because it was self-checkout. So, you know, they have their employees there who are monitoring all of us people and doing the checkout. And he said, why don't you just give it to them? Because I showed him the picture. It took him all of like 1 second. He said, why don't you just give it to him? And the guy said, he was being honest finally. The first guy who wouldn't give it to us said, well, nobody really showed me how to do that yet. I don't know how to do that. So that was his reason. But the manager was super duper nice. He couldn't have been any better. And he gave us the price with a smile. We ended up chit-chatting and talking, and it's the way business needs to be done. It was really good. I showed him the picture. I said, listen, I understand somebody might have made a merchandising mistake here, but this is the price. And he said, here you go.